let's take a moment and celebrate the one of our tremendous leaders in our county government, and that's Commissioner Duncan Webb. Duncan's up for a third time, and he has served our committee. Where's Duncan? There he is, Duncan. So come forth and tell us why we should vote for you for a third time.
I appreciate this opportunity. Richard said, Duncan, you need to come speak to the club. And I said, okay, what do you want me to speak about? Oh, just find something. So I know about a third of you. A lot of y'all are new, so I decided what I'd do is just give you a little bit tell you a little bit about myself, so you can put a background with a face and name, and then tell you a little bit about what's going on in the county. All right? Is that okay?
Yes.
And then, if you want to ask hard questions, Susan's here. Who sits on the court with me. So anyway, number one, I was born in Dallas. I actually was raised here. I went to Richardson High School. I'm a lawyer. My background, I got a degree in accounting and finance at SMU, and then went to law school after that because I didn't like being an accountant. I went to work for a large firm downtown Dallas, where I met a young woman by the name of Beth, who swept me off my feet and convinced me that not only should I marry her, but she's a graduate of Plano High School, not senior high, Plano High School, but she convinced me to move up here to Plano in 1983. So we moved up here to Plano and immediately became extremely active in the community. If you know, most people who've been here a long time have heard of us. Between my wife and myself, we have probably served on every single nonprofit board and civic organization that exists in Plano over the years. Back in, my background as an attorney is primarily, I was a tax attorney for years and did business and real estate transactions. So that's my background, and I use that experience a lot in what I do in my service to these organizations. In 1998, I was convinced to run for the Board of Trustees of Plano Independent School District. I was elected and I served on that board for 12 years, and including 3 years as its president. I point to that service because during that time, if you go back and look at the records from 1998 to 2010, you'll find the district was one of the most successful districts in the nation. We lowered our taxes during that time. We invested in technology. We had the highest number of National Merit Scholars and semifinalists and semifinalists. We were the envy of the nation. And so, but after 12 years, I said I've had enough. I do believe in term limits, and so I stepped down. At that point, I was convinced, hey, you should take your talents to the Commissioner's Court. So in 2011, I ran as for Commissioner for Precinct 4. Precinct 4 is around here. It's the southwest corner of Collin County, City of Dallas, Collin County, and West Plano, Collin County, and Central Plano, Collin County. That's my district. I actually have no county roads in my precinct. As I tell people, Public Works doesn't ever come to my precinct and hasn't been in my precinct the entire time I've been on the court, because there's nothing for them to do here. If you need services, you're going to call the City of Dallas, or you're going to call the City of Plano. That has allowed me a lot of flexibility on what I focus a lot of my energies on, which are more regional basis and big picture items. I am seeking a third term. I have a Democratic opponent. I'm looking for help. Up to this point, none of us have ever had Democratic opponents, and they are very motivating. A few of the things I'd like to talk about during the 8 years, almost 8 years I've been on the court. Since I've been in office, we've cut the county tax rate over 14%. we had as of this year, we had the lowest tax rate for a county in the state of Texas, and as of yesterday, we have proposed to adopt the effective tax rate for the third year in a row. We'll be cutting your taxes an additional, gotta pull this up because it's not to memory yet. We reduced it an additional, we were at 19.2246, which is the lowest in the state, and we're proposing to go down to 18.07, which means for an average homeowner, your tax bill will be the same even if your house value has gone up. Now, how do we do that? We do that off new values, new properties added to the tax rates. Even though we've done that, I am pleased to say, and it's very important, that we've been able to invest in a lot of infrastructure and services. Okay? Another thing I take great pride in is we also have the highest number of residents per employee in the state. We basically, as of last year, for every employee, there were 486 residents. Give you a comparison, Dallas County has one employee for 393 residents. Travis County has one employee for 226 residents. 80% of our expenditures are payroll driven. Keeping us lean is what's important. However, we shouldn't sacrifice services for that. During our time, we've also made substantial investments in infrastructure, whether that's technology. We just approved as of this week a new jury system. You should be beginning to see that in the next year. A new property record system, which is massive. That's $6 million. The last 2 years, we invested over 15 million, 14 million in a new radio system for the county. We did it over a 2-year period. So we've continued to invest in infrastructure and services.
Right now, Duncan, all politeness, but watch that clock.
What clock? Where? Show me. So bad.
I know.
A lot of my efforts have been on, like I said, big things. Primarily transportation infrastructure. Most of you do know I've pushed very hard that Collin County is behind in putting in major transportation infrastructure, freeways, highways, whatever you want to call them, limited access roadways. If you look at it, other than down here in Plano and 75 and the 2 toll roads, there are none. Go look at a map of Dallas. Go look at a map of Tarrant County. We're going to be 3 million people plus, and yet we don't have the highway infrastructure that we're going to need to move people. Well, the good news is we have presented and proposed, and it will be brought before the voters at the same time. Hopefully you'll vote for me, a $750 million bond issue. If you approve it, there'll be no increase in your tax rate as a result of that issue, which will be used primarily, 600 of it is to use for transportation infrastructure. Okay? Well, really 740, 600 used for freeways and major limited access roadways. 140 million is for thoroughfares in conjunction with cities, and then the last 10 million is for open space. But anyway, that's going on. On top of that, I serve on the Regional Transportation Council, which basically coordinates all transportation infrastructure in the region. I got, over the last few years, I got an allocation of $600 million to Collin County to help build the freeway system that we need. So the positive is, if the bond issue passes in November, we're going to have enough money to get things started to bring in another freeway to Collin
I'd love to be able to
County.
go 60 miles an hour on 380. I don't have to go 30 miles an hour anymore.
Yeah, in 15 years, assuming everything goes well. I'm looking for all sorts of things. I need endorsements, so I passed around,
Who's got the
Clipboard.
clipboard? Who's got the clipboard?
looking for endorsements, looking for money.
And let-
Commissioners are very notorious. It's hard to get people to give money to commissioners. Ask Susan. It's tough. Any down the ballot elected official, you need to support them. They also run campaigns, guys. It's not just the state reps and the state senators and the higher ups. We need it. And then lastly, I need volunteers. I need people to help deliver yard signs, which will be ready in 2 weeks. I need people to help block walk, which again, my daughter's getting married in September 15th. So until I get past that date, I can't go block walking because I got way too much on my plate. But I need volunteers for that. I need yard signs, and I need other volunteers to help call and help us get this going. I'm also a major player. I sit on the Finance Committee of Victory 2018. And so we need to think about that and support that because that supports all Collin County Republicans, including the down the ballot at the bottom of the ticket Republican candidates. So keep that in mind. I do appreciate this opportunity. I have cards that have my website, my email address. Feel free to contact me. Yes, sir.
I had a question. Have you thought about any CRC funds?
What are CRTs,
The
sir?
CRC comes from Scout Resource.
If you introduce me, I tell you.
There you go.
We gotta move on.
Okay.
His fleet, his knowledge, and his contributions, a life of service, okay? And we're proud to have him in our county government.